Jerry from Shattering Stereotypes. There's been a stereotype that's been around for about 80 years, that the atomic bomb is the ultimate weapon, the greatest threat to humanity. But what if that is no longer true? What if the most dangerous weapon in the world today didn't even explode? Consider that. Donald Trump, President of the United States, has just stunned the world, announcing that the United States will resume nuclear weapons testing. This is the first time in 30 years, not since 1992 when Bush ended it. He says it's needed to keep pace with Russia and China to make sure America's deterrent remains credible. This is really happening. But what if there's a shattering stereotype that begins with the story about the bombs? How about if it's just symbolism? Think about it. Let's start with a little context. The atomic bomb is 80-year-old technology. 80 years old. The first test was called Trinity, and it happened July of 1945. Fast forward 80 years, 2025. That was before computers were invented. Back then, the total computing power of the entire world could fit in a chip smaller than your little finger. Yet that technology, those that made the bombs that exploded over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that ended World War II, they were a firecracker compared to what we have today. Now fast forward, if World War III would ever begin, it would start and end in less than 24 hours. But the fallout, both radiation and human fallout, could last for generations. It could last for a lifetime. Well, my question to you is, what would a lifetime be defined as in a post-radiation world? Some experts believe it's not about science at all. It's about sending a message. So a message to Russia and China is that the United States still holds the biggest stick. Well, a reassurance to allies that we're ready for anything. And maybe even a diversion. Think about this, the old shell game. Drawing public attention to the old school nukes that while new weapons could quietly emerge in the shadows. Well, if they're already there, they'd be emerging. Behind the scenes, the Pentagon has explored space-based particle beam weapons that could disable enemy missiles by flying subatomic particles and no explosion even needed. Now, and decades ago, researchers tested nuclear-pumped X-ray lasers designed to strike targets from orbit in milliseconds. In other words, the real arms race today is not about mushroom clouds anymore. It may be about invisible beams of energy moving faster than we could see or even detect. I don't even know how to say this, but maybe these new nuclear tests really aren't about testing bombs at all. Maybe they're just, as I mentioned, a symbol, a reminder that America's strength still stands. But here's the stereotype we shattered today. The atomic bomb is not, repeat, is not the cutting edge anymore. It's the old playbook. It's 80 years old. Come on. Low-tech atomic bombs. And if we're not paying attention, the new weapons of war may already be in orbit, already around our United States several times a day from China and Russia, plus whatever we have orbiting around China and Russia, and heaven knows, maybe even North Korea is a wild card that can be involved in this. I'm Jerry McGlothlin with Shattering Stereotypes. If you like this, hit the share button. Talk to you tomorrow.